Hello friends, my name is Type 1, and I'd like to welcome you back to our World Building Wednesday series, though this time we're doing it on a Monday. In this series, we go over the 15 years of world building that I have been working on for my own original story. Now, last time we were together, we discussed the island city of the Morere, a hermaphroditic warrior race, and we did not have a proper name for it at the time. But I've decided to go with Arctanos, which is named after the god of the Morere, Arctus. We'll talk about lore later, like mythology later. That's all we really need to know about that now. Now today, we do have a couple more things to discuss, which is going to be dude, I've lost my entire mind. I've regained my entire mind. Okay. Nope. Let's see. The small treetop village of the bone folk. Yes. Stilt. Village of the swamp folk. We should use our grammar here and get these periods on there. And then finally, since we don't really have a lot for these two particular races, like in universe, there's just not a lot about them. We don't know the name of their village. We don't really know much about their culture due to lack of communication. Arakta down here, it's going to be a similar situation, but more like I haven't developed it a lot because it hasn't been relevant just yet, and it won't be until quite a ways down the line story-wise. So we'll just get it marked in here for completion's sake. Rakata is a simple fishing village found on the coast of the Black Isle. That's what we were calling our South Pole, right? I'm sorry, I have just absolutely stupid brain today, dude. Yeah, Black Isle. Okay. I just... There, it's just a simple little thing. And now, a 3.5-minute video really isn't going to cut it. So we're going to get into something a little exciting today. Much in the way that I wanted to discuss races before we talked about cities, we're going to discuss the power system of the world before we discuss the people and creatures that use it. So, hold on, okay, so that's 10 times view. But there's something before 10 times view. Hold on, let me back it up. Let me throw it back real quick, as the kids say. Oh. Intermission. Okay, so we will do another intermission, quote unquote. I kind of hate that this dock is so long, dude. Hold on. How do we do this? How do we... we've gone too far. Fractalia, races. Eek. I'm sorry, I know I'm just kind of floundering, dude. Today has been just Ugh. Just a mess. Let's see. Copy. It's like, I woke up at a decent time. I got a ton of stuff done. I was real productive. Then I went to a doctor's appointment, which was like an hour away. And by the time I came back home, I was just like, bleh. You know? Just kind of completely fell out. Intermission! Power system. Okay, and then we just did that. Okay. So this is gonna be more of a paragraph or like article comparatively. Put that on there. Why? What's going on? What are you? Okay. While the world of Penrose boasts many strange phenomena. Haha. The most mysterious. Haha. Researched is the existence of arcana. Arcana is a word referring to multiple. Oh my god, I can't spell. An example. It is used to refer to the large to colossal blue crystals found scattered across the planet. And in another example, it is directly referred to the power used by an individual and even some creatures. Arcana as a source causes rapid mutations, which has led to a very unique biosphere, as well as incredibly powerful individuals from the human race. Okay, so that's the broad thing. So we're going to talk about the crystals now. Let's see. Arcana crystals can be found in various sizes in many locations across Penrose. It is theorized that these crystals fell from the heavens some thousands of years ago. Yeah, that seems about right. Some thousands of years ago, causing drastic climate shifts and eventually leading to planet-wide mutations. Even to this day, arcanic residue can be found within the atmosphere of Penrose, forming a unique layer referred to as the Arcanosphere. What did I misspell here? What did I misspell here? Nothing, because I'm a genius and you don't know what I'm talking about. So, these crystals fell to the planet a bazillion years ago, whatever, and they themselves caused mutations. And they have left an impact so strong on the planet that they're, much like how there's like a troposphere, stratosphere, those kinds of layers in the atmosphere, there's now something referred to as the Arcanosphere, which is essentially leftover energy from these crystals that surrounds the planet. Oh, I hit caps lock. Arcana is believed to be the physical form of the building blocks of the universe. Each what do you call it? Each facet of a crystal deposit is unique and has various properties. Things such as combustion, coagulation, is a strange metaphysical material, and when in the right hands can be used to create great things. So Arcana is kind of like what the universe is made out of at a fundamental level, made physical. This is like divine energy put crystallized and has ended up on this planet. It holds concepts, it holds elements, it holds ideas. It is essentially a limitless power source for anything if you can figure out how to use it. What do we want to discuss next? So I've discussed what it is exactly. So I think we'll discuss powers. Arcana powers. Arcana powers are how do I want to phrase this? Give me a second to scratch my brain. Arcana powers are... Oh, here we go. The results of unique mutations in mostly human populations. The existence of the Edenites. I did spell that right. Edenites. Wasn't there another one? Or am I dumb? It's just Kalen's the humans. There's just 4 human races, right? Yeah. Like I said, I'm totally frazzled today. The Edenites and the Gamma Couch resulted from the rapid evolution and adaptation to a specific environment that proved to be more beneficiary than any other in their respective groups. Or beneficiary, I can't spell today. So basically, the Edenites and the Gemicalcs, I believe, came to be because a lot of the people in their groups developed powers, similar enough powers, that were largely, how you want to say, they were largely more beneficial for the environments they were in. They evolved and adapted to these harsh environments. Due to their arcane origins, it is a bit rarer to see an Edenite or Gemicalcs with powers outside their regular race attributes, but not impossible. Now, let's see. In the modern age, now that most population centers have hit a level of comfort and safety, rapid evolutionary, we'll fix that in a second, rapid adaptations have become much more random, causing strange and outlandish abilities, as there is both nothing and everything to adapt to. Fix that. So basically, it started off, they were in harsh conditions, and then they evolved to meet those conditions. Now that, Eden exists, now that, I can't remember the name of it, but the Kaolan city exists, the, Fractalia exists, these settlements that have reached a level of comfort and safety, there's not really something specific that they need to evolve and adapt to anymore. So powers are just kind of whatever. Like, they show up, they're not super common, but when they show up, they're pretty outlandish. They could be something as mundane as I can lift a rock with my finger to, psychically. Like, I can psychically lift this rock just by waving my finger, to something as strange as I have a horse's head and squid tentacles for legs. It could be literally just anything. Those who have developed these powers are usually referred to by an outdated term, rogues. The term rogues comes from the original hypothesis that the strange powers were simply rogue genetic mutations before the outside influence of arcana crystals was discovered. Some animal species have benefited from arcanic mutations, but how do I want to say this? But for unknown reasons, most tend to be largely uniform across these species. So animals can have mutations from this. But the thing is, there's something about it, whether it's because humans have a different kind of brain, or maybe just the fact that humans in general aren't even necessarily, you know, the same as everything else. You know, maybe they're a little more evolved compared to other life forms. The creatures don't really get random powers. It's usually, if you see one with a power, the whole race has the potential to evolve and mutate that way. Not just that one, but, you know, if you see a creature, like a creature that doesn't normally breathe fire, like it's a lizard that breathes fire, and that's not something they normally do, that potential is in all the species. It's not going to just be like, okay, this particular lizard breathes fire, but another one might evolve randomly to get, you know, giant insect wings. Like, it's a pretty uniform mutation for some reason. Let's see. The most notable creatures to have benefited from the arcanic mutations would be the ancestors of the Arere and Neotalis, as well as the, I'm forgetting my name, that's right, Arakun. It's the Arakun. Around the time of the crystal's arrival, these three now races were simple animals who received the evolutionary benefit of intelligence as well as other gifts from their mutations. So these three races came about because of arcanic mutation. They existed as just animals on the planet prior to the crystals, but the second these crystals got here and started, you know, screwing up everything, these three in particular, and possibly some of the others, we don't really know the others' origins, you know, the other two's origins, but these guys for sure sprung up directly from the crystal's influence. While power from the crystals is uncommon but not particularly rare, the level of strength of these powers can vary widely. Regardless of the strength of an individual's power, there is a lesser known secondary level to these abilities. Due to the Arcana sphere, all living things on Penrose have Arcana literally in their blood, and those who can achieve the secondary level of power. No, that's alright. To strive for the secondary level of power must tap into Arcana's true nature as fundamental parts of the universe to ask for more power. So basically, everyone's got like one level of power. They start at the same kind of level. The strength can be, here or there. Like I said, you could be like a guy who can lift a rock psychically, or you could be a guy who could bench press a mountain with your strength. Like, the powers are just all over the place, totally random how good they are. Okay, not entirely random. Let me be clear that not entirely random. You can inherit abilities. It is possible to inherit abilities from ancestors, though not guaranteed. That is not a guarantee whatsoever. But if you have like a father who had like super strength, it is more likely your mutation would be super strength. It'd be like, instead of just like the 1% is the specific ability, it's more like 10% you might have super strength, and then 90% that it could be quite literally anything else kind of idea. Now, as for the second level of power, all things on Penrose have Arcana in their blood. It is just part of how life is. It's what causes these mutations, allows these mutations. It is a part of their bodies, of their genetics. It is what allows them to tap into these strengths and support these powers. To reach the second level of power, the more secretive, less known, rarely ever touched ability, you have to truly be in tune with your power, with your Arcana power, and essentially commune with the universe. Quite literally, you need to be in touch with the universe itself to ask for further power than what you've already been granted. It is not something that comes about very often, and it is a very rare occurrence for someone to even reach that level, let alone for the universe to respond. But that is the conditions. I think, my friends, if this isn't too confusing, please let me know if this is too confusing. I will work on my best to get this more streamlined so it makes more sense. If it's, I have the benefit of being the guy who created it. I know all the little nooks and crannies of it. So this makes sense to me, but if it doesn't make sense to y'all, please just let me know. I will fix it. I will take suggestions to make it better, make it cleaner. But I think for now, this is a good stopping point. We've discussed a pretty big topic for our story. Maybe one of the most important topics for our story. And yeah, next time we get to talk about characters. Isn't that exciting? Finally getting to talk about some characters. Very excited for that. But until then, my friends, my name has been Type 1. And if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscription. Leave a little feedback about this. I'd love to hear what y'all think about my power system. It's taken a lot of time to get this narrowed down to where it is now. But I'm quite proud of it. It's simple, straightforward, but I think it works. And until next time, y'all have a good morning, evening, afternoon, and night. Bye-bye!